Hola, soy Wendy de Asian Boss. Recientemente hubo un incidente en Filipinas en el cual una mujer transgénero fue detenida por usar un baño de mujeres en un centro comercial de Manila. Esto provocó un debate nacional sobre si las mujeres transgénero deberían poder usar el baño de mujeres. Hicimos una entrevista al respecto en las calles de Manila para escuchar la opinión del público. Pero en este video van a escuchar lo que tiene que decir directamente Gretchen, quien suscitó este debate y probablemente la mujer transgénero de la que se habla más ahora en Filipinas. Esta es su historia.
First of all, thank you for sitting down with us today. And before anything else, can you introduce yourself to our worldwide audience and tell them why did you agree to sit down with us today?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me. This is a very good platform for us to have our voice in society. I am Gretchen Diez, the trans woman who went viral on Facebook simply because she got kicked out from the establishment who's prohibiting trans women to use the female washroom.
Can I ask when did you become a transgender?
Ever since I was a child, I consider myself as a woman, but I am aware, of course, that I have the genitals of a man. I just transitioned around college days, so I'm sort of a late bloomer.
Was the transition difficult for you?
It was very difficult. I grew up in a family of devout Catholics. So my mom would always, reprimand me whenever she sees me trying to put lipstick on or wear a dress. She was against it, not because she doesn't love me, but I know that she's against it because she knows how people will judge me. And of course, as a mother, you don't want your child getting hurt, especially with these narrow-minded people who wouldn't understand the difference of genders.
Did you ever receive any negative reaction from you using the female CR?
So far, I've not gathered any negative feedback from a female who's using the washroom at the same time with me. In fact, most of them are fascinated when they see me doing my makeup inside the washroom. Some female would even ask me, "Oh, how do you do that? Can you teach me how to do that?" Or some people would, give you compliments like, "Oh, girl, you're so pretty," things like that.
Can you tell briefly to us and to our worldwide audience what happened to the famous incident in Quezon City?
It was lunchtime, so I was done taking my lunch inside a fast food chain. Then I decided to pee. Upon approaching the female washroom, I've heard a janitress told me, "Ma'am, wag po kayo dyan." There are many people there, so I don't want to make a scene. So I step out of the queue and then approach her, hoping that she would at least let me use the PWD washroom. Then she told me that, "Hindi ma'am, dyan po kayo sa panlalaki." And male users of the comfort room are looking at me. And of course, instead of entering that washroom, I just stepped out, planning to just keep it and just wait till I arrive home. But then I realized that there's a city ordinance, and that has to be documented so that I can report it to the management of the mall. So I started camcording and just asking her, "Ano nga yun, ate? What do you want? Where do you want me to go? What washroom do you want me to use?" And then she told me, "Dito po kayo sa lalaki." And then, binibidyohan mo ako, ma'am. And then she already slapped my mobile phone. That's when I realized, oh, this is not right anymore. I should continue recording this because this is already harassment. Plus, she dragged me using her both hands, going to the security station or the security office. And I don't think that's right because, I'm pretty much civilized. I'm not having my tantrums and I'm not shouting. Then she started dragging me and then shouting all over the place na, "Oh, itong gustong gumamit ng CR ng pababae. Sa babae niya gustong pumasok." And it causes scandal further. So I said, I will not stop recording this because this is happening to me. This could be happening to everybody else. Then inside the security office, she was still holding me while I'm already seated. So what's happening? Did I do something really terrible for you to keep on holding my arms? And if you don't have evidences, the truth can be twisted. Many people can just make up stories about you. But if you have evidence, it is a proof, right? It is something substantial that people cannot take away from you. So I knew that I really have to record this incident because they can just easily twist the truth. And right now, even if I already have these evidences, factual evidences, they still trying to twist the truth, and it's so sad.
We all know that your video went viral. Did you expect it to be this big?
Not really. My Facebook Live and my post on Facebook can only reach as far as 200 persons. And I didn't know, I'm clueless that it would go viral and it can go up to the congresswoman herself. And it just shows that if the LGBTQ plus community can be just united in one cause, then we can be truly powerful. I think something good that went out of it is that people now talk about it. People now are more curious about it, and that's the beauty of learning, because learning should always be two-way, that you have these arguments, you have these dialogues.
Why did you think ganito kalaki yung naging impact nung incident na nangyari sa'yo?
Because I think many people can relate to it. Regardless of your gender, many people have been victim of harassment, of bullying, of discrimination. So I think when they saw that video, they saw that there's something wrong in it. They saw the harassment and the ill manner of how I was treated, and they felt like they have to get involved. And now that it happened to me, we are now being brought on national television, that our concerns are now being heard. I think that it is the right time to speak up. As much as possible, I'm using this opportunity now to raise awareness towards what we're going through. As much as possible, if I have to tell my story over and over again to different platforms, to different media organizations, I will use that opportunity, because my story is not just my story. It is the story of every individual who have experienced discrimination.
Recently, President Duterte invited you para mag-usap kayo tungkol dun sa incident and tungkol sa SOGI bill. How was it?
It was a very out of this world experience. Who knows that coming from a mall washroom, after like 5 days, I will be inside the Malacanang washroom, using the female washroom inside the seat of power. And meeting the president for the very first time is something that I've never expected, I've never dreamed of.
Can you share ano yung napag-usapan nyo? Kahit a little lang.
Well, some information are pretty much confidential, but one thing's for sure. The president would like to review the SOGI equality bill. And I have high hopes that the president will see the sense and the core of the SOGI equality bill, and hopefully he would really push that this bill should be a priority in the Senate. Seeing how he's very dismayed, how he's disgusted with the discrimination that happened to me, gave me a hope.
Ikaw, anong gusto mong sabihin dun sa mga nag-argue na magiging uncomfortable daw yung mga straight women sa pag-share ng mga transgender sa female CR sa kanila?
First of all, we need to narrow down, or we need to go to the root cause of the uncomfortability. Why people are uncomfortable sharing washroom with transgender people? It is because we tend to hate things that we don't understand. In the long term, it is really education that would eradicate that stigma, that would remove that fear, that sense of uncomfortability inside the female washroom sharing with our trans sisters. For the meantime, it's all about respect. It's all about being considerate that that person just needs to use the washroom. The only time that you should be uncomfortable is if that person did something bad about you, harassed you, bullied you, or did something offensive inside the washroom. I think if we'll only be just considerate, that even if you won't consider that person as a woman, or if you don't consider that person as a man, at least consider that person as a human being who just have basic needs.
What misconceptions do you usually encounter about the transgender community?
When it comes to education, that not many transgender people are smart, that we're all just faces, we're just all about our body, we're just all about fashion. Many people will see transgender people as people who works in salons and comedy bars. Not that there's something wrong with people who are working in salons or comedy bars, but stereotyping us in just certain industries limits our opportunities to go broaden our horizon when it comes to employment and when it comes to being successful in life. And it's just so sad that this is happening right now. because of mass media, how we're being portrayed as transgender people.
What is your dream or hopes for the transgender community here in the Philippines?
I wish that we create a society where everybody speaks out, where everybody fights for their right and respects their right. I hope that the community will be united as one because, again, at the end of the day, we only have one goal. We're all just aiming for equality and acceptance. If everyone, regardless of gender, was given equal opportunity of being successful in life, then we will be a truly successful nation. My goal is just to become a spokesperson for those who really needed my voice. That's my goal at the end of the day. Because these stories, these news about me will one day just fade away and just be part of history. But I'd like to be remembered as a person who's using her voice, who's using the power that was given to her to become a positive influence to society, as a person who's just trying to advocate equality.
Queremos darle las gracias a Gretchen por compartir su historia con nosotros. ¿Cuál es la percepción sobre las personas trans en tu país? Dinos en los comentarios de abajo y suscríbete a nuestro canal para más información y videos sobre las últimas tendencias culturales de Asia. Nos vemos pronto y mantente curioso.